How many of you have heard the phenomena called 4 minutes a mile? Any one of you? 4 minutes a mile. For hundreds and hundreds of years, it was a deep-rooted belief that no human being can run faster than 4 minutes a mile. Means, for running a distance of 1 mile, any human being, however fast he or she is, will take at least 4 minutes. That was the concept of 4 minutes a mile. People tried in different ways to beat this barrier of 4 minutes. They tried to pull themselves, tie along with the bull. They took some drugs. So they tried to beat, but nobody could do that 4 minutes a mile. In fact, such a deep-rooted this belief was that people thought that how can we do that? So scientists also thought that this is impossible for a human being to do faster than this. Cardiologists wrote research papers that if a human being wants to run faster than this, his lungs will burst out. Orthopedicians wrote research papers that if you want to run faster than this, I think the ratio of your legs and the human body has to be different. Your skeleton structure has to be different. In total, the concept for a human being was that no human being can run faster than 4 minutes a mile. Now, something miraculous happened. 6 May 1954, a medical student aged 25 years in Oxford University, he on a windy, chilly morning ran and he clocked 3 minutes 59.4 seconds to complete a distance of 1 mile. Now, the part of the story, the most interesting part of the story starts from here. Every record gets broken someday. So it was not a very important part that Roger Bannister broke this record. But what is interesting is that within 46 more days, one more person broke this record. Same year, 4 more people did this. In next 4 years, 20 more people did this. And any idea how many people have broken this record which was considered impossible so far? Any idea? How many people have done less than 4 minutes for completing a mile? Any guesses? So latest Wikipedia entry says 2,000 people have done it so far. Now, what happened? What happened on 6 May 1954? Did human beings suddenly become more stronger or faster? How could something which was not possible for hundreds and hundreds of years suddenly started becoming easy for people to do it? Because what happened is there was a belief that nobody could do it. And Roger Bannister broke that belief. A collective belief that this is not possible was broken by Roger Bannister. Now people thought it is possible and they started running. Friends, the most important thing, all of you want to be successful, isn't it? In various fields, somebody wants to be successful in sports, in business, in academics, in public service. I want to say with conviction, the only thing between you and your dreams is not talent, not education, not money, not effort, but the power of belief. If you believe that I can achieve this, then you would be able to achieve this. I'll tell you with this conviction, with a lot of stories and research evidence. Have you heard of Wilma Rudolph? Anybody? So this girl, Wilma Rudolph, was born in 1940 in a state called Tennessee in United States of America, 1940. And she was born in a very, very poor family. Her father was a coolie at railways. Her mother was a household worker. She used to work with neighborhoods, etc., etc. And when this girl was born in 1940, she had 3 problems. She had polio. She had scarlet fever. And third thing she had was infantile paralysis. All these 3 things effectively mean doctors told the family that this girl would never be able to walk. Doctors told the parents of Wilma Rudolph this girl would never be able to walk. Even standing alone would be difficult for this girl. Probably with braces she can stand. Anyway, the mother of Wilma Rudolph did not believe all this. So she started doing some kind of physiotherapy at home. She started taking this small girl 20 kilometers in a public bus every day for physiotherapy. And why 20 kilometers? Because they were so poor, they could not afford a private doctor nearby. She used to take her every day in a bus, 20 kilometers, got the physiotherapy done, came back. This continued for 5-6 years. Then she was admitted to a school. Somehow she started walking with braces and physiotherapy, etc. She started participating in school functions, school races, athletics. And you know, she started gaining a lot of experience in running, etc., etc. And this girl who was born in 1940, in 1956, she became part of America's team which represented to Melbourne Olympics, and she won a bronze medal. But this was not enough. She went ahead. 1960, she participated in Rome Olympics, and she got 3 gold medals. And media and everybody told she is the fastest woman on earth. This is sheer power of belief. A girl born in 1940, doctors told the family that she would never be able to walk. She would never be able to even stand without braces. Goes on to win 3 gold medals in Olympics, and she becomes the fastest woman on earth. Power of belief. Friends, Roger Bannister and Wilma Rudolph, they did not break any physical barrier. They broke some psychological and mental barrier of belief. If you start believing something, it happens. You start doing that. And friends, when I say power of belief, it is not an empty phrase coming from some motivational talk or self-help book. It is strongly supported by research. And I'll tell you about 3 research studies which come from some of the most prominent universities of the world. First research comes from the Harvard University. The lady you see in the picture is Ellen Langer. Dr. Ellen Langer performed a wonderful experiment in 1979, and everybody should listen and understand that what happened. So 1979, Ellen Langer and her colleagues started an experiment. An experiment was like this. About 100 people who were of the age of 75, they received phone call. Would you like to spend 1 week in a 5-star hotel? No cost of yours. If such a call had come to me, if I was 75-year-old, I would have said yes, isn't it? You also said. So everyone who received such a phone call, that would you like to spend 7 days at a 5-star hotel without your cost, everybody agreed. All such people, about 100 people, agreed to participate in this experiment, and they agreed to spend about 7 days in a 5-star hotel. They came. This was 1979. All of them were taken to the 5-star resort, and they were told one small thing, that forget you are in 1979. Presume that you are in 1954. That means you are not 75-year-old, you are 50-year-old, 25 years back. And in the hotel, in the 5-star resort, all conditions were created as if it was 1954, not 1979. So all magazines, all newspapers, all films which were shown in the hotel were created as if it's 1954, not 1979. In fact, their names, nameplates, etc., the dresses of the waiters were created as if it was 1954. They were told to talk like this if it was 1954, behave like this as if 1954. Friends, these people who were 75-year-old, they spent 7 years in this hotel, presuming that they were not 75-year-old, but 50-year-old. They behaved like this, they played like this. When they came out from the hotel after 7 days, their physical strength improved, their physical grip improved, their posture improved, their blood pressures improved. Not only that, their cognitive abilities improved, their retention improved, their attention is improved, everything. In fact, their photographs were taken and shown to the people that what is the average age of this group when they came out. And the people who saw the photographs, They didn't know what happened with these people last 7 days. They say they look like somewhere about 45, 50. So the people also thought they are now about 50-year-old. Friends, what happened? No medicine, no surgery, no physiotherapy last 7 days. It was only a belief that I am not 75-year-old, I am 50-year-old. And that changed completely. The physiography and the psychology and the photograph, etc., everything changed. Basically, and Ellen Langer, it's a landmark experiment of that. She says it is not about age. It is about the stories we tell ourselves. These people said we are not 75, we are 50, and their bodies listened and behaved accordingly. Let me tell you about the second research, and this comes from Stanford University. The first was from Harvard. Dr. Alia Crum, a brilliant psychologist from Stanford University, she went to some hotels and she collected some housekeepers, the maids who work in hotels. They do a lot of work. They pick up mattresses, they do cleaning, they do scrubbing, they do vacuum cleaning, etc., isn't it? So Dr. Alia Crum and her team asked these household workers, the housekeepers and housemaids, you do a lot of work, do you get exercise? They say we hardly get time to do exercise. So Dr. Alia Crum divided these housekeepers or housemaids into two parts. One group she took to a seminar room and showed them a presentation that whatever you are doing is a lot of exercise. Your scrubbing means so many calories. Your lifting mattress means so much calories. Your cleaning the room means so many calories. So effectively, whatever you are doing in the whole of the day amounts to 2000 calories, which keeps you healthy, which keeps your BP nice, which keeps your muscles strong, which keeps you perfectly healthy in terms of metabolism also. And for the second group of housemaids and housekeepers, they did not do anything. And both the groups, after this presentation to the first group, started working as they used to. They started working in the same way. After 4 weeks, they tested both the groups, and they found the group which had shown the presentation, which saw the presentation, their body weight came down, their BP improved, their fat percentage improved. Both the groups were doing exactly the same thing. It's only the belief of this group that they were doing something which is burning the calories. That's why the physical capacity improved. Friends, whatever we tell ourselves, ultimately it becomes an instruction for our brain and our body to follow. Dr. Becca Levy, and this research comes from, again, a very famous university called Yale. Dr. Becca Levy did a longitudinal research. You know what is longitudinal research, which we follow for many years. So in 2002, she started following about 660 people who were of the age of about 45. And she asked a simple question to all of them, that what do you think of old age? So we all have different opinions about old age. There were some people who held very negative impression of old age. They say, oh, you get old, that means your physique becomes very weak, your mind starts becoming very weak, you tend to forget things. In fact, people don't like you you tend to get lonely, etc., etc. So there were people who had negative belief about old age. But on the other hand, there are some people who are having very positive impression and belief about old age. What they said, oh, once you get old, you get experience, you get grounded, you get wiser, you become wise, and you impart your knowledge and wisdom to other people. So there were people who had negative impression of old age, and there were people who had positive impressions of old age. And she followed these people for about 40 years. Starting from somewhere about 1960s and 70s till 2002, longitudinal research. And she found a wonderful thing. She found that people who had positive beliefs about aging, they survived for 7.5 years more than the other group. Just by having a belief that old age is good, old age is positive, people survived for 7.5 years more than that. Friends, all these three research say that whatever we believe, they are not simple beliefs. They are instructions to our brains and bodies. Our brains and bodies start believing that. And if you want to succeed, It's not talent, it's not money, it's not education. What matters is the power of belief. And if you change your belief, you can change your life. And believe me and understand that and remember that beliefs can be rewritten. I'll tell you a story from my own life. When we joined IAS IPS, we initially go to Mussoorie, to Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy for foundation course. So it was 1989 when we joined. And it was first day. After spending the day, we came out to the mall in Mussoorie for just stalling. And we were three, four friends there. Suddenly we saw a board which said Eco Point. So one of my friends wanted to taste this Eco Point. So he started barking like a dog. And suddenly all those hills and valleys of Mussoorie, there were echoes of barking dog. There were reverberations, but there were a lot of noises and voices of barking dogs. I told my friend, hey Alok, his name was Alok. Alok, you are a good singer, why don't you sing a good song? He started singing a melodious song. And suddenly all those valleys of Mussoorie, which were filled with barking dog voices a few minutes back, suddenly were filled with melodious songs. Friends, life is an echo point. Whatever we give to life will come back to us in multifold ways. If we give it positive beliefs, it will create ripples for us and give a lot of positivity to us. If you want to succeed, power of belief, power of positive belief, that is the only thing which matters. Friends, talent alone does not matter. Money alone does not matter. Education alone does not matter. What matters is power of belief. What the world today needs is not some superheroes or geniuses or prodigies. We want people who believe in themselves, who believe in others, who believe in betterment of society. Friends, belief is very, you can change everything by belief, because belief is where Roger Bannister is created. Belief is where Wilma Rudolph is created. And belief is the place where every miracle begins. Start that belief. Thank you so much.